It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports, Pete.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at a stop. I thought I was fine, and then once I got home, I realized it's a lot worse than I thought. I ended up having a ruptured disc. You say you're not hurting, and then an hour later, you're saying you're in all this pain. I just felt like most people would think that I was lying. And that's when I decided to call Daniel Stark. I owe a lot to Daniel Stark. They really got me what I deserved.
The difference is stark.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning, so we love Extraco.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated with style and durability. You can trust Tervis tumblers to keep your drinks the perfect temperature, hot or cold, for hours. From the classic insulated tumblers to sleek stainless steel water bottles, each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Since our founding, we've been revolutionizing hair removal with cutting-edge technology and a commitment to empowerment. The U-Like Air 3, launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. Experience the future of hair removal today at ulike.com, because at U-Like, beauty is about looking and feeling good. That's ulike.com. U-Like. With Ease US, make studio-quality voiceovers for your videos online in over 149 languages and dialects, featuring 468 natural AI voices. Customize the volume, mood, and pauses to perfectly match your content. Plus, capture high-quality videos with no watermark. Record your screen, webcam, and voice, and save them instantly to your computer. Never been easier to create professional-grade videos and voiceovers. Try it today at easeus.com. That's EASEUS.com. Ease US.
Just use AppPace.
AppPace.
Yeah, it's sports. Zach, what's going on? I'm very dark over here. It's dark over in the Pete Sousa Show as Zach crawls behind and finds a way to put on the lights. But it's still dark. It could be something with the camera. Zach continues to work behind the scenes, scrambling on a Tuesday morning. It is the Pete Sousa Show. Strictly audio in a dark room for now. Ain't no problem with that, right? I mean, we all know I'm not the most attractive guy to begin with. So happy you guys are with us today as we get set to kick you off here. Zach, I don't know what it is. What do you think it is? It's a camera?
I mean, that's the same lights as every day.
I guess you can turn the big lights on, and we'll figure it out. Maybe, do you think Matthew knows? All right, yeah, there you go. Well, whatever. Pete Sousa Show. We're going to work on what's going on with the cameras here. It reminds you that this was an operation that just began last September. And when we have kinks like this and hiccups like this, it's amazing to think that somehow we've cobbled together 50,000 subscribers, right? And much to the chagrin of our sponsors, I'm going to bring you up right now. Slovacics, thank you very much. Really appreciate all the help we get from all of our sponsors. Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, of course. And then you can't forget about Socorro Family Ford. Yeah, so all good over here. I got to meet with my man Gordon Harriman. You're getting better. You're okay. Now I think you can leave one of those on and turn off the house lights. See that? Oh,
Or the other one?
yeah, one more. Guys, just bear. This is actually fun. That's too bright. And then maybe okay, do that. And then turn off the lights. Maybe we'll see what happens here. This could work. Go up a little brighter, Zach. Guys, you watching this? Okay, so anyways, we're going to get started here, okay, as we work on some of the technical stuff. By the way, after working in local news in places like Monroe, Louisiana, yeah, okay, now we're talking. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Like after, I will tell you, and this is for if any young broadcaster is watching right now, I may not have handled that situation perfectly, right? However, it is an experience. Like if you want to get into broadcasting, right, your key to success is repetition. And repetition a lot of times includes disaster. And the more and more you can get through disasters, I swear, the more battle-tested you'll be. And I say that because having worked in the NBA D-League, I've called a whole basketball game with another basketball game being called in my head from like another G League site. It was pretty rough. Look at this. We got Zach Burke on the line.
I'm just going to voice of God this, though, real quick. The thing that makes it tougher about the brightness is that it's not like an up or down thing. It's just different icons for like different. So I have to go off of, is it portrait
Zach,
or is it this little
if you
candle?
think that you need to make any justification, you are a made man around here. Zach Burke had to come in here this morning. He's got a 1-year-old that will won in October. So not one, but he's got a little baby, right?
Okay. Yeah.
How much did you sleep last night?
3.5, 4.
3.5. How much do you think you're averaging?
Oh no. Okay, I take that back. Last night, no, I got about 5 last night. And
Okay.
last night was a good night.
That's a good night.
He's been teething and stuff, so he's just had some rough nights here lately. But yeah, no, it goes in. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming in early.
No problem.
Zach is here today, coming in early because.
But I was just explaining that whoever makes the cameras, it'd be easier if on the brightness it was up or down instead of just different icons to pick out different. Anyway, back to you.
Zach Burke, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, Scotty, by the way, was performing music this morning over at the Zach Owens Show. And we'll talk to him afterwards when he gets. I think he's going to come over here. If he doesn't, we'll be all right. All right, let's get started. Little bit of a late one here today, just because we've had some tomfoolery here in the studio, which is fine. I am a tomfoolery guy, but I am most interested today, and there's a lot of talk about LeBron James and his future, and when I see that LeBron opts in, right? So he's on the last year of his deal with the Lakers, and so he's officially on the clock in LA and in his life and his career. He's going to be 41 soon. This could potentially be his very last year as a pro. And the Lakers are clearly becoming a Luka Doncic outfit. Like as far as what they're focusing on, you think about this now. In 2017, right? 2017 or 2018, forgive me. Rob Pelinka, Magic Johnson, right? Jeannie Buss. Jeannie Buss didn't necessarily go on this trip, but as we know, those guys went, they met with LeBron. Magic recruited LeBron. You're going to be a Laker. LeBron wanted to move to LA to expand his horizons entertainment-wise. And the deal made sense, and they made the deal, right? And then by 2020, the Lakers won a title. In the bubble, out of the bubble, whatever. They won a title with LeBron. And last year, after they lose in the second round to Minnesota with Luka Doncic, and very little defense, it's clear that the Lakers need to turn the page and add some defense, like some guys. Okay, here's the deal. Outside on the perimeter, right? You got Austin Reeves and you got Luka Doncic. Those are focal points for the LA Lakers. Neither of those guys play great defense. At the deadline, they tried to get Mark Williams from Charlotte. That deal fizzled, physical failed, whatever. And in the draft, they didn't get a big guy. So at the deadline, you don't get a big guy. In the draft, you don't get much defensive help, right? And now in free agency, it's been this mad dash to sign. Every time you look at your phone, right, it's ESPN. It's one of those things I talk about. We almost become numb to it until this morning when I saw that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander re-signed with the Thunder for like a huge deal. I was like, oh, well that's important. But with the LeBron situation and what the Lakers are focused on now, they're not focused on him. Like they're focused on Luka Doncic and improving this organization with him on board. Not necessarily LeBron for this finite amount of time. And the statement that I found pretty compelling was the one made by Rich Paul, right? Which is after LeBron opted in, Rich Paul says, and quote, or should I say, and I quote, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. This is what he told ESPN. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that. But he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years. LeBron is coming into his 8th year with the Lakers, with Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. It almost sounds like a goodbye, possibly. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage of his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that and are supportive and want what's best for him. Also, coming out of the LeBron camp is the fact that the Lakers are closely monitoring what is going on. Rich Paul and LeBron are monitoring what's going on with the Lakers in free agency. And so far, that's been nothing. Your two best options right now, if you're looking at just free agents, as it stands, 11:13 Eastern time, are DeAndre Ayton, who just got bought out by the Trailblazers because he hadn't been playing well. And that's a bummer because I love DeAndre Ayton at Arizona. Or Al Horford, who's 39. And, like, if you were to sign Al Horford, that would be more of like a LeBron signing. That would almost make a little more sense. Here's the big thing that nobody's talking about with this situation, and I'm surprised that no one is talking about it. The Lakers' sale, now it's July, so last month, I think it was like June 10th or around that. It wasn't that long ago, a few weeks ago, to Mark Walter, and he's the new owner now. He owned 26%. Now he owns the majority. And that takes the mom and pop feel away from the Lakers, away from the Buss family, away from Jeannie Buss, Linda Rambis, like that shop that was a friends and family deal that was actually, I think, super cool to have a major successful organization in a city like Los Angeles thriving for so many years and being one of the iconic organizations in all of sports. And that's thanks to the Buss family. The NBA thanks them. I thank them as a young guy who grew up watching the Lakers and the Celtics. But now the page is turned. And part of the Buss family's lineage and legacy were sweetheart deals to superstars on their way out of town, specifically Kobe. Kobe was signed to a $50 million deal in 2014, I'm pretty sure it was, for 2014-2015 season and 2015-2016, his last 2 years, right? That made him the highest paid player in basketball. Okay, feeding Kobe's ego. He honestly did not deserve that contract at the time. And it was literally labeled as a legacy deal. Like, thank you for your service, okay? Go back. I don't know. At this point now, we're talking almost 50 years, 45 years. In the early 80s, after Magic establishes his prominence in the NBA, Dr. Jerry Buss signs him to a lifetime contract, $25 million, 25 years. In like 81, that was a ridiculous contract on paper, which the Lakers and Magic had to continually adjust to keep everything steady financially for the organization and for Magic, right? At some point, he's worth more than $1 million a year. But a 25-year commitment, like that is not normal. And something like that you would never see today unless it was the Lakers. But guess what? It's not those Lakers anymore. These are Mark Walters Lakers. And what that means is there's no LeBron extra love and appreciation coming from the very top. I understand that Jeannie Buss is still on board as governor of the team. I know that Rob Pelinka is still the GM, right? But we're coming off a time, and as much as it was like a travesty in Dallas, but like these big time owners, they look at the bottom line, right? Like the feels are somewhat removed. The Dumont family forcing Nico Harrison to trade Luka Doncic and not pay him the Supermax is an indication of this. Whether you look at that as bad or good, I think most of us say bad, right? Especially living here in the DFW area. But like, there is no friends and family benefits for LeBron now under this new regime. And I believe there would have been a little bit more TLC had this new ownership group and the sale not been announced earlier in June, right? And I don't care what you can tell me whatever you want, like officially it's this, officially it's that, it hasn't officially turned over. No. This is a new day with the Lakers. And I'm not saying it's going to affect their quality of play on the floor. I am saying it's going to affect relationships and sweetheart deals and thank yous to megastars who have given so much to LA. I would even assume, and I've heard people talk about this before, people who know way more than me around the league, that was part of the recruitment. Is like, hey, you come to the Lakers, you finish your career here, we take great care of our superstars. And nobody foresaw this seismic change coming with ownership. Nobody saw the valuation of the Lakers being north of $10 billion. Like things change, right? In your work life and my work life, you know, you start a job with somebody and you have a particular boss, and all of a sudden that boss is gone. And then another boss comes in. And then it's just, that's life. The only thing that's consistent is life is change. But there wasn't much change for the Lakers for a very long time, but now there has been some change, and it is certainly going to affect situations like this going forward. But right now, it affects LeBron. Now, here's where it gets super interesting. Yesterday, there was, all it is buzz and speculation right now. But there are 3 teams who are rumored to be possible destinations if LeBron were to get traded. Cleveland, New York, and Dallas. That is a realistic situation if over the next 24 to 48 hours, right, the Lakers don't make any big moves to sign defensive help or get better. Now they have plenty of time over the rest of the summer, but we saw the Rich Paul statement. We are closely monitoring this situation over the next, X amount of days and time. Like, the Lakers need to get better soon. Otherwise, the trade they make will include LeBron, right? And so, he has a no trade clause too. So that's why those are the 3 teams that people are talking about, because folks close to that situation report that that's where LeBron would want to play. There's also a situation where if you sign a big star and you're the Lakers, you screw up your flexibility for next offseason. For the 2026 offseason, where you would have, if LeBron's contract comes off the books, then you would have money to sign 2 other max players, right? Like there is a chance here, the way that I see it and the way that other folks see it, that like there could be a blockbuster LeBron trade, and it could be to Dallas. Like, could you imagine that? Because you know how these NBA guys go. Like, ball players are the best. I was one once upon a time, but like, not like, I shouldn't even say that in this conversation, but I'm just not. I want to be able to connect with athletes still. LeBron and AD, like they play together. They're long lost pals. They win a championship. Then LeBron breaks the scoring title and the scoring record, and AD's like sitting down, like who the hell knows, right? But it's pretty easy for those guys, I would imagine, to get back together and like, oh, we're putting the band back together, you know, and like that would make sense too. So the trade to the Mavs is pure speculation, but it is pure. It is so interesting. And I can tell you, in my estimation, had things not changed ownership-wise, I don't think that LeBron would be as feisty to leave, and I think the Lakers would be more apt to put resources into the current situation like they always did, kind of like damn the torpedoes. Like, yeah, okay, like the Lakers, they always have an eye on the future, but it is LA. It's usually win now. And that could be changing a little bit as far as like win now at all costs. And I think the ownership has a lot to do with that. And LeBron and Jeannie Buss are tight. Like he has mentioned that she's an incredible owner. They are together on like social issues that they have done a lot of great things in LA. You know, there's a lot of love there. We all know the viral clip where they're like hanging out and she puts her head on her shoulder. She calls him a real life superhero. But that real life superhero could be taking his superpowers to the DFW. I'm sorry, that's in the building. We're having an emergency. No, sorry, that was we're actually we're dialed into like the CBS News Path website. It's like whatever. It gives you all the B-roll you need. That's the behind the scenes rogue media stuff you don't need. Here's what you do need. If you're the Mavericks, I don't know if you need LeBron James, really. But man, just what an amazing situation. Okay, and here's one more NBA thing, and this is the kind of stuff I think we'll be seeing over the next couple of days. This is big news. This is actually very big news. So the Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Dame Lillard and stretching the $113 million remaining on his contract to acquire Miles Turner. So Miles Turner, who by all indications was going to re-sign with the Pacers on a big deal, has gone to the Bucks. And so that doesn't surprise me in a sense where you think, like, I think Dame Lillard is toast. I would, if he was like, I don't care if I'm a Sixers fan, like sort of now, but if he ends up on the Sixers, I'm not like super excited about that. You know, I'd love to see Dame Lillard get a ring somewhere and still play like a important role, because I think he has that in him, but I don't think there's anywhere near the let's fall all over ourselves talking about Dame Lillard anymore. It's just not, he's older. Like, that's what happens. The one thing I will say, the more and more we get into the NBA offseason and we're doing this and I'm talking about these star players, man, everybody scores a lot of points. Like LeBron at 40 years old is averaging 25 points, 7 rebounds and like 8 assists. Is that right? I wrote it down here. Hold on. LeBron's averages are, 24 points, 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists. Damn. That's damn near a triple-double. And oh, by the way, this is a reason to trade for this dude, okay? He played 70 games last year. Like, I know we lump LeBron in with, like, the whole load management bitch fest, but he played 70 games last year. That's pretty damn good, right? He wanted to play, like, every game, but, like, you know, whatever. Yeah, man, pretty cool. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers. We just saw what happened with Dame Lillard, but I believe ownership plays more of a role in this situation that is playing out right now than people are talking about. And that is from my education on, like, you know, just knowing the Lakers, following the Lakers forever, reading every book about the Lakers, watching basketball forever, working in the NBA, getting a feel. I didn't get off the phone with Rob Pelinka this morning, although I did. You want to hear a funny story? I'll tell this funny story. So here's my Rob Pelinka story. When I was doing PR for the Philadelphia 76ers, I always say this, if you're watching for the first time, I've been sober now for 14 years. Why do I say that? Because the guy I'm about to tell you about in this story is much different than the guy, I swear to God, that I am today. So this is before I got sober. It's 2007. I moved to Charlotte to take a job as a PR manager. Or I'm sorry, I moved from Charlotte, working for the Hornets, to take a job as a PR manager for the 76ers. And, as somebody who's like, has like, if anybody out there knows like what being an addict is like, for me, in my experience, like when you get a job, and you're in active addiction, a lot of times like addicts do a great job of like, for the first like 6 weeks, they'll do an amazing job, right? But then like, they get comfortable, they start to hit the booze a little more. I don't need to explain to you. So my first couple months in Philly, like throughout the fall, I was great, okay? But I mean, honestly, I didn't even have a car. I didn't have a car because like I couldn't even figure out like how to get one. How I maintained my job in Charlotte working for the Bobcats, well, I guess it's not too much of a surprise when we see the success that they had when they were the Bobcats. I want to see them do well, though. I love that organization. But I get to Philly and I don't have a car, and I'm getting rides with people everywhere. It's so stupid. This is before Uber, and one day we have responsibilities as PR people. My boss, Mike Preston, props, just went to the NBA Finals with the Pacers. Preston does an amazing job. So Preston was my boss in Philly at the time, and he was like, "Hey, Pete, I need you to go to this appearance that Andre has at a T-Mobile store. Andre Iguodala, good dude." I'm like, "Cool. I've been at practice. I'm working with these guys. They know me." So I get dropped off at the Sixers practice facility because I don't have a car. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking I'll just ride with Andre. Like, that's not what you do. That's not like well thought out. You're the PR guy. Have your own ride or drive him. And it was on this day that Andre decided to break out like this like coupe, like a very small car. And with him on that day is Rob Pelinka, his agent at the time. So I get to the practice facility and I'm like, I meet those guys and I'm like, "Oh, Rob, like you're here." And he was one of the coolest dudes of all time. But I kind of shocked him with this one. So he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, white guy on the Fab Five team." Like he and I were talking. I was like, "Of course." So they're like, "Okay, you ready to go to this T-Mobile store so Andre can do this appearance for a marketing commitment he has?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'll ride with you guys." And they're both like, "What, dude? Like we are literally in a 2-seater." And I'm like kind of panicked. I'm like, "Well, I don't know." And I'm like, "I can just ride with you guys. It'll be all right." And they were both like, "What the what?" So I literally cram in the back of this coupe, right? Like, I am a third wheel, okay? These two are like, first of all, Pelinka is a great agent, and anything, what I learned from him in that car ride was like a way to, it's like almost if you're dating someone or if you have a client or somebody in your life that you want to feel important. He did not stop asking Andre questions like the whole time, like about like who's the best MC, what's Jay-Z's best album, what's Jay-Z's best lyric, like what's the best movie, how good was American Gangster, how good was Denzel, what's your favorite. I was like, damn, and he did an amazing job getting to know. I mean, these guys were client agent at the time. This is 2007. Andre had been in the year for in the league for 3 or 4 years. I don't think they were best friends, but I was impressed with that. Yeah, so I embarrassed myself in front of Rob Pelinka. But at the end of the day, he was like, "Hey, we of course, like a creature of the night, we finished up downtown in Philly, which is where my apartment was." And I was like, "All right, I'll see," because we were out in the suburbs. Like, you don't just take public transportation all around the suburbs. I was like, "All right, I'll see you guys." And I left, and everybody was happy, and I went out like the night ranger into the night. But yeah, I embarrassed myself in front of Rob Pelinka. All right, the Pete Sousa Show. Nothing about Rob is embarrassing, by the way. Smooth dude, looks like Rob Lowe. And Andre Iguodala's son. I can't wait to reunite with Andre when his son, who we used to call Little Dre in Philly, I get to reunite with him. Boy, Andre will probably be pretty surprised when he sees me. All right, the Pete Sousa Show coming back on the other side of this break.
Dive into adventure with Scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. With over 20 years of experience, our expert staff, who've dived everywhere from the Galapagos to the Maldives, provides personalized advice to help you find the perfect gear for any underwater journey. Shop leading brands like GoPro, Aqualung, and Scuba Pro. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust Scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at Scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com. At Fullwell, we bring together the expertise of registered dietitians, MDs, and OBGYNs to give you the best fertility support. Our research-backed bioavailable formulas are crafted with your health in mind, ensuring the highest quality and safety. From preconception to pregnancy and beyond, we exceed industry standards with independent testing for harmful contaminants. With our comprehensive practitioner directory, personalized care is always within reach. Fullwell, your trusted partner on your fertility journey. Visit us at fullwellfertility.com. Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. We put every machine through 6,000 rigorous tests to guarantee long-lasting performance. With cutting-edge technology and a commitment to energy efficiency, Gevi makes your life easier, greener, and more convenient. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more. That's gevi.com.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. We use the finest materials like Italian top-grain leather, known for its durability and luxurious feel, and apply meticulous attention to detail in every piece we create. Our replicas are crafted with the same care and precision as the originals, but a price that makes them accessible. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. Using advanced tech fabrics that are 100% waterproof, UV tear, and abrasion-resistant, we ensure lasting durability with hand-sewn double-stitch seams. Our commitment to quality, precision engineering, and customizable options is unmatched. With vertically integrated operations and express shipping, we deliver premier protection at affordable prices. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
At Open Goal USA, we're revolutionizing training for both soccer and lacrosse with our innovative portable rebounders. Perfect for players of all ages and skill levels, our rebounders improve accuracy, control, and technique in both sports. Built with premium materials for durability and ease of use, they're ideal for training anywhere, anytime. Whether you're perfecting your soccer game or sharpening your lacrosse skills, Open Goal USA has you covered. Visit OpenGoallusa.com and elevate your training today.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Introducing Muck-Off's classic pink bike cleaner, powered by revolutionary nanotechnology that breaks down dirt and grime on a microscopic level while protecting your bike's delicate finish. Developed by our mad developer Alex and tested by riders, our products are made by riders for riders. Discover more at us.muc-off.com, where we break the mold to bring you the best in bike care.
Get paid faster with Bill, the easiest way to send, receive, and manage your payments. No more delays, no more hassle. Whether you're a freelancer or a business, Bill makes payments seamless and secure, simple, fast, and reliable. Sign up today at Bill.com.
All right, here we are, the Pete Sousa Show. Moving on from our Lakers talk, Zach, and we are talking now. By the way, there was a kind of a bigger deal that happened. We talked about Dame Lillard getting waived. And yeah, there you go, buddy. We talked about Dame Lillard getting waived. And that makes room for, what's his face? Miles Turner, sorry. Apologize, Miles. And I just saw an NFL move that grabbed me, a breaking news out of Giants, or the Dolphins have acquired the rights to Darren Waller. He's back, baby. I love that. Darren Waller is awesome. I think he needs to get back to football. Another sober dude. Love him. I don't know what went on with him and Kelsey Plum, but that was a white-hot romance, and then it wasn't anymore. It seems like both are doing very well, so that makes me happy. And I think Dolphins fans will be happy with Darren Waller if he's engaged, right? By the way, I listened to he had like a single, and it was okay. It was like Zach, what?
I'm just never big on athlete rappers.
No, I mean that's why I'm saying it was good. Like here's the deal. He was like, okay, I'll just say this. Like in recovery, right? Mm-hmm. If an attractive woman comes into an AA meeting, mm-hmm. right? She might be a real life, okay looking, but now she's beautiful because it's just like, you know what I mean? Like,
just given the situation?
Yes.
Okay.
So Darren Waller
for
an athlete.
Okay. Just
he's
like
great.
Some of Shaq's verses. I guess.
Yes. Okay. And Shaq was like, Shaq was just good.
No. Okay, but he's not great. He's good.
He was good. He was a good. He's good. That first album was banging, dude. With the Fushnikins, that was a good album, dude.
Okay.
Can we rock and that whole album? We had it in heavy rotation.
So see, I will be honest. I guess I've listened to more of just the older stuff. Then I haven't listened to early Shaq.
Yes,
early
Shaq.
More like an Onyx type feel, like
kind of. Yeah, it was sort of like in your face, like we're jumping around, but we're also like the thoughtful. Yeah, it was good, dude.
Maybe I need to go back and listen to it. Okay.
Yeah, and like the Can We Rock What's Up Doc, like that was a little gimmicky, but it certainly had commercial success. But that whole album was really good.
Okay.
It was right when I went to I think my senior year in high school, but it was like 93, I think 94. Yeah, the very beginning of the album is David Stern announcing, like legit recording of David Stern announcing that he was a number one pick. And then it just goes, it was awesome. It was really, really good. Yeah, don't confuse like Kazam with like Shaq as a rapper. He was good. All right, more sports and entertainment. Looking forward to Darren Waller, though. So, all right, here's the deal. On August, I think it is 18th, right? The Dallas Cowboys Netflix documentary, and we'll say documercial because it's obvious that Jerry Jones has his hands all over this. But let's take a quick look at the trailer. Now, I want to just give a quick preface here. If you're watching live, you're going to see it. If you're watching taped, YouTube might flag it, and we might have to take it down. So if you want to really get into this, after I toss to this Netflix trailer, if it doesn't show up, sorry, Mom, she's not watching. If it doesn't show up, just go watch it yourself, all right? We might have to take it down. But let's get a look at this, and then we're going to get in to the bones of this documentary, stuff we know so far and what we're looking forward to. All right, take a look. Uh-oh. An Eagles fan might have goosebumps. That was legit. That gets me excited, just as a football guy and as an NFL guy and someone who is like reverent to the overall success of the Cowboys as an organization throughout history, financially and on the football field, although we've been bone dry for a little bit here for Cowboys fans. So my number one pulls from that trailer, which I watched last night getting ready, but it's the right idea. Like they have the right idea. Okay. There's going to be, it seems like there's going to be a part at the end where they talk about Jerry and AT&T Stadium and moving forward into the future. Right. And I'm starting with the end, but I think it'll culminate with Jimmy Johnson coming back to Dallas, right? Going into the Ring of Honor. I think before that, they're going to try to make it look like Jerry Jones discovered electricity by buying the Cowboys and restoring them to greatness. And I'll get to that in a moment. And they'll probably get into the controversy. I mean, I know they will. You know, he fired Tom Landry. We heard him mention it there. He hires Jimmy Johnson. That's going to be awesome. Jimmy is, Jimmy is not the cuddly Jimmy that we see now that's out there, right, who just retired from Fox. Jimmy was a real prick as a coach, but he was super successful, right? And then, of course, we'll get into Jimmy leaving. A big part, too, I think you can bet the Herschel Walker trade will be a huge deal because that was just a huge shift in all of pro football when that happened during the '89 season. Michael Irvin getting in a ton of trouble, right? You could tell they're going to obviously hit that and the White House stuff. And then I'm sure there'll be a little Barry Switzer, that's perfect for me because I love Switzer. But the one frustration, and I have been a huge Cowboys supporter, right? I have, especially somebody from Philadelphia. Like, I just respect the Cowboys because when I was a kid, this run was going on. And I think that those are your peak sports years as far as like what you collect and what you hang on to. So in my mind, the Cowboys are like always this franchise up on a hill, right? And I do think it's important to note, right, that, and let's just talk about what Jerry Jones acquired when he bought the Cowboys, right? There is no question it was an incredibly shrewd business move, right? I think Bum Bright was the owner at the time. Jimmy, or Jerry, as far as having like huge money, didn't have like huge money, but clearly he had money, right? But it wasn't like, there was pressure, okay? And at the time, the Cowboys weren't valued as what they are today. If the Cowboys were to sell, you could forget about the Lakers being the highest, valued franchise in sports history. Like, forget about it, right? So, but that's not going to happen anytime soon, at least. But from 66 to 83, the Cowboys never missed the playoffs, okay? Ever. Oh, no, they missed it 1 year. Sorry. Also, like, that's kind of, that success was founded on, like, Tex Schramm and his brilliance as a marketing guy and as a football guy. Tex Schramm works with Tom Landry, to the 4 Super Bowls. By the end of the 70s, going into the 80s, the Cowboys were seen sort of like how they're seen now, like around the country. Like, they were this bright, shining light as far as like what success looked like. And honestly, it was really good for Texas, in my opinion, because as a kid in Philadelphia, I was like, what do they got going on down there? That guy with the fedora, and all these, all the success on the football team, the team you love to hate, they're so smooth. Tony Dorsett, Roger Staubach, right? Like, all this stuff was super attractive, and it made Dallas look big and feel big, just like the TV show. I'm telling you, that fedora, that shot of Tom Landry, right, and that shadow splashed on to Texas Stadium with him in the fedora, I mean, that could have been the NFL logo, truly. And Tex Schramm brings about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, right? That was his idea, okay, which obviously changed the game, sports entertainment-wise and in-game experience, and what it did marketing-wise for the organization, and still does. Tex Schramm was the first guy to kind of understand / manipulate the media. He treated the media amazing. And what did that do? Well, that garners grace, good faith, and good stories when times are going tough, right? And Gil Brandt on the football side, like, almost was one of like the fathers of pro football and NFL scouting, okay? So the reason I mention all of this is to be like, when Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys, he didn't start the franchise, lest anyone think. And I'm not trying to say that's what he tries to perpetrate, but a lot of times we look at the Cowboys and we're like, oh, man, Jerry, fine. Like, and even from a financial perspective, like, the guy made a good business deal. I respect him. I love what he does from an entertainment standpoint to all of football and the NFL. I love Matt Mosley waiting for him before he gets on the elevator after a game, talking to him about what just happened and the Cowboys win or loss that just took place, right? I love it. I love how he's always available. And I do appreciate that he restored the Cowboys to prominence. But let's just not act like he invented the sport of football. That's all I'm saying. The Cowboys, the logo, the star, the franchise was all there and built before he got there. Was it down? For sure. Is it down now? Oh, hell yeah, right? So let's keep it all in perspective, because as we get into this documentary, which will be a documercial, which is fine because that's really all we get now. But I would advise, if you want to know the real story, go look for Ed Werder articles. Go read, honestly, like read Jeff Pearlman's book. Like there's some stuff there that folks around the Cowboys will, like, you know, to their dying day deny. I wouldn't read Skip Bayless's book. But there's a lot of nonfiction out there around the Cowboys that'll give you a pretty good feel for what really happened within the organization. That being said, I will sit there like a bump on a log with a big smile on my face and watch every goddamn minute of this thing and probably watch it again and again. So I thank the Cowboys for this, but I also just caution folks to like bring some perspective to the table. And unfortunately, because again, I, as a card-carrying member of the Jerry Jones Apologist fan club, or club, I guess, I know this is probably going to spark like hatred from Dallas fans that are unsatisfied, and around the NFL, people might like kind of giggle that, like, you know, there's Jerry again. But truthfully, I just think from like a business perspective, let's not disregard and dismiss everything that was so amazing about they were the best organization in sports long before Jerry Jones bought the team. They went through a down year, right? A down time. And he certainly resurrected them with hard decisions. But now he's got them in a jackpot again with bad decisions. So that's my thoughts about this documentary before it even comes out. Yeah, and we're going to come back on the other side of the break. We're going to talk to a local superstar who made an appearance this morning on the Zach Owens Show. His name is Scotty Swingler. And he joins us next. The Pete Sousa Show continues.
Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Combine that with OrganicHemp.com's top quality CBD for ultimate balance. Start your healing journey today at GlobalHealing.com and OrganicHemp.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Experience the joy of surprises. Subscribe today at mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. At Toussaint's, we understand that maintaining a healthy lifestyle can be challenging, especially in today's fast-paced world. That's why our mission is to make fitness accessible to everyone, anywhere. Committed to excellence, we adopt a user-centric approach guided by ergonomics and medical science. With a team of seasoned professionals in R&D, design, and manufacturing, we prioritize quality across our entire product line. Visit Toussaint's.com today and start your journey to better health. That's TOUSAINS.com. BizChair.com. Your one-stop shop for premium commercial furniture that blends quality with affordability. From ergonomic office chairs to durable restaurant seating, we cater to diverse industries including corporate, medical, hospitality, and education. With over 20 years of experience, we offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high-traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at BizChair.com to transform your business. At Mitzi, we believe the right light can transform any space. Born from a third-generation lighting family, we craft beautifully designed, premium lighting that's made to be affordable. Inspired by Grandma Mitzi's eclectic style, we're on a mission to make high-quality lighting accessible to all. Whether you're updating your space or adding a unique fixture, Mitzi has the perfect design for you. Beautiful, well-made lighting without the high price tag. Discover your perfect light at Mitzi.com. That's MITZI.com. Mitzi. Founded in 1910, Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Made to the highest standards, our products won't let you down. We give you the confidence to get out there and explore. Inspired by the past, devoted to the present, and built to inspire a multi-generational future, Samsonite is here to elevate your journey. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. The grinder mentality that Randy and Brent Habert built into 44 Pro runs deep within our team. Every member shares a passion for the craft, the game, and most importantly, the player. When you step onto the field with a 44 Pro custom glove, you'll feel the difference. It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro. Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, we've got your team's colors running through our veins. From official replica kits to custom player prints of your favorite stars like Ronaldo, Messi, and Kane, Kitbag is your one-stop shop for all things football. Powered by Fanatics, we deliver to over 180 countries, ensuring you get the gear you need fast. For true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's kitbag.com. Kitbag.
Scotty Swingler joining us now, and some Baylor news. There is no update, right? The Ashton Hawkins update. Ashton Hawkins.
Yeah, his update was there is no update.
Yeah. So the NCAA has not granted him that extra season, that waiver that a lot of other junior college guys have gotten, and he's still in purgatory. I think this morning he said he's leaving social media.
Well, no. Let's be clear. They did grant him that waiver.
Yeah.
And then at the conclusion of spring camp, post NFL draft, they then took his eligibility back away.
Yeah, they revoked it.
That's why it's so ridiculous. If they had just not given him the waiver, he would have entered the draft.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the kind of stuff that, like, sooner or later there won't be an NCAA, and I'm going to be fine with it.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Like, that's such BS. One more thing to clean up, or just a report, not clean up, but right after we got off the air yesterday, Jake Retzlaff, his accuser,
yeah,
like right after we got off,
immediately.
So that civil suit has been gone, and so we wish everybody, like, I don't know, the best we can on the heels of that situation, which sucks. But we talked about it enough yesterday. I hope everybody is okay around that deal. Scotty,
Pete,
this morning,
yeah,
you performed live.
I did.
On the Zach Owen Show.
I did.
Zach Owen, a legend here in Central Texas for many, many years.
Look, I got a Rogue Music card right here.
Zach Owen Show is every day on the Rogue Media Network. Just look for Zach Owen Show. He's got a ton of support and followers and all that good stuff.
Very popular here in Waco.
Very popular. So how long have you known about Zach Owen?
Not long, honestly.
Okay.
Like, I hate to admit that I grew up here, but I never was much of a country music guy.
Now, your dad, I learned this morning, was from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And your mom was from Houston.
Yeah.
Is your dad a Vols fan at all?
No. So, Dad's parents are both Texans, but my dad spent his childhood and through high school in Eastern Tennessee.
Okay.
My grandfather was doing business stuff out there. So.
Okay.
But they my dad came to Baylor, and I think within a couple years, his parents were back in Plano. So Texas family that was transplanted in Tennessee for a while. Yeah.
So you do, you talk to Zach. They invite you on the show.
Yeah.
Is there anxiety before you perform live in the morning?
Yeah, it's weird. So we talked about this in the break. Singing in the morning sucks. Usually.
By the way, he did an amazing job.
Usually you perform.
This is not an excuse, but I just wanted to ask him this because I always listen to Howard Stern, and some of the best artists that he has on, they don't perform because they don't want to perform in the morning.
Yeah, because usually you perform the evenings, and you've had all day. So the risk there is if you spend all day talking loudly or shouting, you can lose your voice and then sing poorly. But in the mornings, oftentimes your vocal cords, I don't understand how the anatomy works. I don't want to pretend like I do, but they don't open up, or they aren't as loose and relaxed as they are in the evenings because you've just woken up. So if you'll know, if you wake up, sit up in your bed and try to sing, you can't sing. You can't sing the way you can normally sing. You have to So I got up super early this morning.
Oh, did you?
I did.
What'd you do? Any exercises?
Yeah, not strict vocal exercises, but I got up. We've talked about making a Rogue Christmas
album.
album.
Back to you.
Pizza.
Back to you.
Croner over there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Did I say that word right? Crooner?
It's crooner. Go ahead.
Crooner.
Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna let it go.
That's one of those old school words.
I say a lot of stuff wrong, Scotty.
I'm making up words as I go. Yeah, no, I got up 5:30. I drank some water because that's good for you too. I did not drink coffee this morning because that's not good for your voice. And then I did drink a tea though. And then I just played through the songs at the house this morning and sang very poorly because I was warming up and trying to get up to it. And then sang on the Zach Owens show.
Do you and it was cool for me to hear because you've got like I like it's kind of like reminds me of like Incubus or a band like that, like a little bit.
Dude.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, that's
cool.
because I used to love that kind of music. And when I heard your songs this morning, the one I'd already heard, it's up on Spotify, Scotty Swingler, check him out. But yeah, I was like, oh, like this is like, and you mentioned it's kind of like an alternative, right? Like,
yeah, like I grew up in the core of like my music taste is from like 99 to 09. Like that's
what I'm talking about.
Incubus fits in that exactly. That's not a band I particularly latched on to, but that exact stream of alternative rock, pop punk was a big influence for me. That was the heyday, I mentioned this on the show, growing up with a mom who was very strict about Christian music, dude. That was the peak of like Christian rock music, or all these bands that were kind of in both worlds. Like Creed is like, this is a hard rock band, but we're Christians, and I was like, Mom, they're Christians, and that was a good time to grow up. And
did you like Creed?
Not particularly.
Okay,
that's just an example most people know of like the Christian band.
What about Collective Soul?
Yeah, that's a good band.
Okay, you like Collective Soul? Okay,
yeah. But like my bands were like, and anybody my age is like, yes, Switchfoot is my favorite band ever. I played a John Foreman song this morning on the show. Reliant K is in that group. Anberlin is in that group. Any church kids that grew up when I grew up know all three of those and know those are all three bands that had some chart success. But
how often do you play music? Like by yourself, like whatever? Like when do you pick up the guitar and play it?
Man, I don't want to go too deep into it. I had a hard time. So some of the stuff I've been through over the past year. I kind of dropped it off. And it was only probably 3 or 4 months ago that I picked it back up.
We're back.
Yeah.
So that was like a big moment this morning.
It was. And I told Zach, that was the first time I've performed. I performed with others in recent years, but that was the first time I have set up as myself playing my songs since 2017.
Yeah.
So it really did feel
Would you be open to keeping it going, like playing at the backyard and stuff?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I just don't have the most time in the world, but dude. Yeah, I've already told Mike, like, if Rogue does this Waco Block Party again next year, I want to get a rock and roll band up there. And
well, you're doing good work, so just don't let it spill over into our time, okay?
Yeah.
Really,
absolutely.
This is your one day off this morning. No, I'm kidding. It was really good. I would urge people, if you're curious, go to the Zach Owens show and you can rewatch it. That's the one thing. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff, but like what kicks ass about this medium is that. If you miss something, like I was like, oh shit, Scotty's on. And it was by that time you'd already performed your first song, but like you just I sound like an old fogey, but like you just go right back. You know what I mean? It's like the best DVR or like in the world. Because we all know sometimes I don't give a shit what you're doing now. I'll turn Hulu on and I'll have just turned the TV on. And I'm like, I can't go back because I didn't preset the DVR. Like, it's not always that easy, but I appreciate that about your performance and being able to.
And Zach this was great about Rogue Media, right? Zach was asking me about, initially music you grew up listening to and when did you start writing songs? And then he asked me, well, you work for the Pete Sousa show, so like, tell me about how much you love sports. I'm like, God.
Oh, you were like, this is my two things.
You literally just talked about my two things, like music and sports. Those are the two things that I love the most in terms of entertainment or ways to spend my time. So
and you got to keep doing it.
And I get to do both.
Come on in, Zach. You got to keep doing it because that is like a muscle for you to. Like, we all need to do stuff like that. Like what you did this morning, like kind of putting yourself out there. I would imagine there was like uncomfortable vibes before. You know what I mean? Just like that feeling we get, like that fear, whatever. Yeah. We got to like that. That's the best.
You know what's so fun about music?
You got to keep writing.
What's so fun about music, though, and you might feel this way doing the show or when you broadcast for ESPN, like it's all beforehand. As soon as I'm 3 seconds into song one, it's familiar because now it's the feel of the guitar strings. The 3 songs I wanted to debut a new song this morning, but it just wasn't ready and I didn't want to rush it. The 3 songs I played on his show this morning that I've written, the newest one I wrote 7 years ago. So it's all songs I've been singing for, 7, 8, 9 years. So it's just familiar.
Yeah.
So once you get into that zone, it's easy.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, beforehand, you're like, I'm like, I haven't done this in 8 years. Like,
Yeah. You start to tell yourself all the
and
stuff.
I told you that's
yeah.
part of why my buddy Brian came and played the cajon with us. And I told you yesterday, that's like my warm blanket because he and I have been playing music together since high school. So it's that other layer of familiarity, right? Of like, okay, this song is very familiar. These guitar strings are intimately familiar. This guy playing next to me has played hundreds of hours of music with me. I'm fine.
The thing about live events, right? And I don't call this a live event. This is a show. I mean, there's definitely
this is a live show.
I guess it is, but there's definitely been moments here where I've kind of been anxious. But this is like pretty much a sweet spot, right? But I certainly could be, if they were like, hey, you're going to interview Roger Goodell tomorrow, I'd be shitting bricks about getting that right, But I do think like if you got to have that little twitch of like anxiety if you're a performer, like just a little bit. Yeah, well, and I think for me, and this is just my experience, it means you're about to do your best work.
Yeah.
Like you just have a little bit. Like even this morning, I know so much about the Cowboys and their history, but like I did some work last night just to refresh it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
I'm
so
going
I was
on. I'm
prepared.
going on Locked On Baylor to record with Cam later today. And
Oh, you are?
I've got to do the same thing. I've got to prep some stuff.
You got to prep.
I
And
gotta
by
be
the
sharp.
way, so speaking of college football, because we got to go. Tomorrow we're going to have Taylor McCarg, former Rice quarterback, CBS, ESPN analyst. He's going to talk to us. He was a gunslinger at Rice, a gunslinger. He's going to talk to us about the bevy of Big 12 quarterbacks. Right?
Such a good group.
As we approach Big 12 Media Day. So we can't wait. Football, my buddy Roy Philpott, play-by-play guy for ESPN, one of my mentors, tweeted this morning, football starts next month. It sure as hell does.
Bro.
The
Let's
Pete
go!
Sousa Show. Back tomorrow with Taylor McCarg. We're talking football. Like, subscribe. And thank you so much to all of our sponsors, Slovacic specifically, doing so much for us. But yeah, like, subscribe. 52,000 subscribers, man. Love it. Appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow.
It's the Pete Sousa Show. Sports.
We definitely love our relationship and love Extraco. It's been an amazing experience.
They made the PPP process easier. They were reaching out to me saying, what can I do to help you? That made a huge difference because my stress level, when we shut down, to afterwards was night and day.
Our experience with Extraco has been phenomenal since the very beginning. So we love Extraco.
Nobody tells our stories better than our clients.
The difference is stark. I was rear-ended at 70 miles an hour. I was injured, had a concussion. The insurance company, they delayed. They were playing games from the initial conversation. They weren't going to help me. The biggest thing I learned through this is that you can't go through this alone. I called Daniel Stark. They were going to help me and everything was going to be all right. Daniel Stark got me 10 times the insurance company offered.
The difference is stark.
We are Rogue Media Sports.